Hi everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a bit of a combo of cash stuffing and a Q&A. So I set it up on my Instagram account that if anybody would like to ask me a question, I'll try my best to answer it in this video. I literally thought I'd get maybe 4 or 5 questions, but I got loads and so what I've done is I've written some of them down and I'm going to try and answer them as best I can. A lot of them were sort of variations on the same question. And I apologise if I don't get round to your question, but I don't want to make this video too long. So yeah, I'm going to do my best. This week there was some highs and some lows. So the lows was somebody spent the night in my car. They'd broken in to my next door neighbour's car and then just stolen some bits and bobs, and then they'd got into my car and had some snacks and drinks that they must have brought along. They'd done some scratch cards and they'd peed in a bottle and left it on the back seat. So yeah, I came out to that one morning this week, so that was not pleasant. You know, actually, I think it was someone that just needed to take shelter because we had all that torrential rain. So, you know, I get it on one level, but I was just so cross because they left it in such a mess. They left all their litter, everything. So yeah, that was not great. But also this week I got a pay rise and I'm really thrilled because it wasn't one that was across the board company wide. That will happen in April, but it was in recognition of the work I'm doing in my role. So yeah, I feel a bit thrilled about that. It's a 3% pay rise, so it's not, you know, it's not going to I'm not going to the Bahamas anytime soon, but I'm so grateful because actually I feel like I'm working really hard and it's been seen, you know, so that's great. Okay, let's get on with it, otherwise this is going to go on forever. I'm not going to do my penny savings challenge this week because I've barely got any coins left. I'll just roll those over to next week and do that then. So I'm going to stuff my envelopes that go in my purse. I've got quite a full tank of petrol, so I'm not actually going to stuff petrol today. So I'll just stuff spends and food. So I've got 145 here. I won't bother counting it. It would have been 125, but we sold a couple of things this week. So we've got that extra £20, so that's fab. So petrol, I'll put that aside. We're going to put our usual £10 in top-up shop for food. And if I start seeing any little Christmassy bits that I fancy getting to snack on, that's what I'm going to do with this as well. Spends gets 10 as well. That goes in there. So then these two will go in my purse this week. Petrol, like I say, is all, I've got quite a full tank, so that should be fine. So let's deal with a question. So somebody said, what do you class as a low income? So obviously this is a bit of a how long is a piece of string question, but me personally, I know for a fact we're on a low income. I was on its minimum wage, or if you're on a single income, single low income. I think low income is basically once all your outgoings, your essential outgoings, and I mean essential, that there's not much left after that. That's what I class as a low income. My husband isn't working full time at the moment and I'm on low pay. So, you know, I think for me personally, that's what I mean by low income. Okay, let's stuff school holidays. This is going to be quite hard. It's like tapping my head and rubbing my tummy at the same time. Here we go, Christmas. So this is for the school holidays. We've got 20, 40, 50. I'm going to add in another 10 this week. That is £60. So trying to build that up for the Christmas holidays. Another question, how did I get into growing my own food? There has pretty much not been a generation in my family that hasn't done it. I grew up on a farm, and when we weren't on the farm, we were in a village, very rural life, and so everybody did it. It seemed like a perfectly natural thing to do, and so I live in a town now, so the first thing I did was put my name down for an allotment, so because we don't have a garden here. So yeah, that's how I got into it. My dad is fantastic at growing anything. He has some sort of mystical powers where he could literally just throw a seed on the ground and it will grow vibrantly. So I've learnt from, you know, someone who really knows what they're doing. So I've got a bit of an advantage. So next one, dog. £10. So I'm going to start building this up again because I will need to bulk buy some food that will last us over Christmas. Gifts is also getting 10. This has got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. That's great. It's my husband's birthday coming up and my brother's birthday, so that's great to have that ticking over. Let's do another question. Where did I get my penny savings challenge? That's from Budget with Zoe. And a question from the Netherlands. Am I a minimalist? No, I would love it. But my husband and my son absolutely love things and stuff. So I try and keep it to a minimum. And we actually live in quite a small property. So, but I really would. I think as I get older, I'm getting less attached to things. I have some really precious stuff that I love to have around me. But other than that, I just want it out. So yeah, I'm not, but I would love to be. Uniform isn't getting stuffed. Clothes is actually getting 20. We spent out of here. Combination of clothes and uniform because my son needed some new shoes. He's gone up a size. So yeah, that's £20 in there. Sons, that is getting 10. So I'm saving up for my haircut and some more treatment on my, whoopsie daisy, my shoulder. So let's count it up. So we've got 20, 40, 50, 65. So we're getting there for that. So that's great. Another question, what do you do for work? So I do, I sort of oversee dementia training in a care home, and I also focus on person-centered care. So I train the staff how to give really good quality person-centered care per individual within that care home, according to where they are in their stage of dementia. And it is a wonderful job, and it is very stressful sometimes and pulls on my heartstrings sometimes, but I really feel like I'm actually making a bit of a difference, which is really nice. So yeah, that's what I do. Cars is getting, oh, look at that. I don't think it's on my list. Oh yeah, it is 10. There we go. So I've got, what have I got in there? 20. I'm going to put 10 in here because I know it doesn't feel like it, but we will start to need de-icer and all of that stuff. So that's that one done. Let's do my longer term binder. So Christmas is actually going to get 20. So this is because I would still like to be able to buy a few extras if I can, because there's a few more people in my life this year than there were last year, and I would like to get them a little token something. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 80, back up to 3. So we bought a few prezzies, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy an Amazon voucher, and with this money, some of this money, and then buy some presents from Amazon that people have asked for specifically. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Utilities, so the bills isn't going to get topped up this week. This has got 140, I believe, 20, 40, 60, 81, 140. So that's just to top up any excruciating bills we might get over the winter. Another question, do I own or rent our home? So we were renting in a more expensive part of the country, and we decided that we did want to buy, but we couldn't possibly buy where we were. So we moved and we bought a very small flat that we could afford, and it's been the best thing we have ever done, because it just, I mean, for me, it's been the best thing that we've ever done, because it gives me a bit of security. I was actually pregnant with my son when our landlord decided he wanted to sell the flat. So whilst I was in hospital having my son, my husband was having to move all of our things into another, basically a bed sit, because it was all we could find in such short notice. And we had no furniture. I mean, it's incredible when I think back to it. So I basically came out of hospital with a tiny baby into an unfurnished, we slept on a futon on the floor. I had no furniture in our sitting room, and the health visitor came and I had to put her in a fold out picnic chair. When I was sort of sat on the floor breastfeeding, just, you know, all the hormones rushing around. But now I look back on it and think I never want to go through that again. So yes, our flat is tiny. Yes, it's very difficult for me to not have any outside space, but I've kind of turned that around by making sure I've got the allotment. And could we stretch ourselves and perhaps move? Maybe, but actually I don't want to be stretching, because that makes me feel uncomfortable, and so we're just going to stay put for a while. So yeah, that's where we are at. Ireland, we are stuffing Ireland. I haven't done it for a long time, but I'm determined to go in the spring. So we've got £60 in here. I'm actually going to put £10 in. I want to go home and see some family. My mum is Irish, and so she will come with me, I expect. I just can't wait, actually. So this was a saving challenge from Rainbow Budgets. It was just on her little thank you. I got this absolutely yonks ago, and it's to save 100. So I've got 60, I've just put 10 in. So let's colour that off. So that's 70. Actually, I should do another question, shouldn't I, while I colour. What was another one? Do I have any long-term financial goals? Well, I don't know how that works, because I've only got 70 in there. That would be 80, that would be 90. Anyway, I've made a whoopsie there somewhere, I'm sure. Long-term financial goals, just to keep going with cash stuffing, actually, because it really does work. And especially with, for example, the long game, I want to do that without fail every week. And I also want to do my 52-week challenge every week. And so I'm not saying that I've got a big thing that I want to invest in the future. My goal is to maintain what I'm doing, because maintenance of anything is the hardest thing, isn't it? We can all diet for a short-term thing. We can all have these great intentions, short-term, New Year's resolutions, all of that stuff. Even budgeting, we can be motivated and really focused for a short term, but actually the real sweet spot is when you can just maintain it and tick it over. So that's my long-term financial goal. So Ireland got 10, Dales isn't getting anything. So long game, getting 5 this week. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. There we go. Once this is 100, I will put it in the bank, and then we will start again with the 5s. I might put a placeholder or something in there. That is long game. Week ahead is stuffed. Garden isn't getting anything near, neither is birthday. So that's that one done. Next one. Let's have another one. Apart from my soup maker, what gadget do I like in my kitchen? You know what I'm going to say, which is a bit weird. It's my ice cube tray. I love freezing cold drinks. I absolutely love freezing cold drinks. And I'm not very good at drinking enough per day. But if you chuck a load of ice in it, I will drink it within 10 minutes. So that's, I always need to have ice cubes in the fridge, in the ice tray, in the freezer, I beg your pardon, so that I can just make sure I'm drinking enough. So as boring as it is, that is my answer. Boy is going to get 5. There we go. He gets 5. Clubs is getting 5 because it's getting less this week because he's only going to be doing one of them. High school isn't getting stuffed, and that's the spare uniform. So then we've only got the 52-week left, and that is going to get 10. Any more questions? When did I start budgeting, and what have I learnt? I started budgeting when we had my son, actually, because because of the move and everything like that. We sort of dipped into overdrafts and had stuff on the credit card and things like that. And as soon as I had my son, I started to think, you know what, I can't live like this. We're actually spending money that isn't ours and that we will eventually have to pay back and more. And it was just actually weighing on my mind a lot. So we started the single envelope budgeting system. So I got all of the bank statements out, went through everything, highlighted everything, figured out what we could spend, and I had one single envelope, and so did my husband. I'd give him like an allowance each week, and we were doing it like that, and it worked a treat. And we've been really conscious of it since. And since then, we have, over time, we have no credit card debt anymore. We have no overdrafts at all. So it took time, but we did it, tried to stay focused. And so we have no pressing debt at the moment, which is absolutely fabulous. And we haven't done for a few years. And it's quite liberating, actually. And we use the credit card to pay for our groceries. And then at the end of the month, there is always money to pay it off. Always. So nothing is left ticking over. And yeah, so that's when we started. And that's what I have learned is for our family. buying things on credit causes stress for me. So I prefer to save and pay for it that way, and then I can forget about it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Obviously, if you're in a pickle, we've got a credit card, you know, it will be used, but just for little whims and things that I think I want, because I've explained before in a previous video, I want everything and I love all the things, and but I know that within 2 days of buying something, the novelty completely wears off, and I think, oh, I really wish I hadn't spent my money on that. But at least if it's my money, then I can kind of deal with the loss. But if I was still having to think about paying that back on a credit card, it would just do me in. So there we go, that's what I've learned. £10 going in. This is my 52-week challenge. I know I say it all the time, but there you go. Oh, that's a nice one, look. These are my Christmas cards from last year. I made 52 pouches and decided to put in whatever I could at the end of the week. Shove it in, not count it, and then the end of 2022, I shall take it all out, count it up, and I will stuff my binders for 2023. So it's just giving me a little leg up for next year when I think things might be quite tight. And you know, some weeks I've only put a £5 in here, some weeks I've put 20, not many, I have to say. But this again has been one of the best ideas I've had, because I am thrilled that I've done it, because it's going to make a big difference. Somebody said, how do I deal with stress of not having very much money? One of the ways is budgeting and cash stuffing. It's the only way you can do it. It's the only way you can feel like you have some control over your money. Another thing is meditation. It really helps. I'm not saying which particular one you should try, but find what works for you and do it. It might just mean a walk outside. It might mean chanting meditation. It might mean silent. It might mean listening to an app. It helps me. If it doesn't help you, don't worry. Prayer, if you're spiritual or if you have a particular religion, prayer can really help. You know, a nice cheese toasted sandwich, that really helps as well. So yeah, just try to acknowledge it. Don't hide things even from yourself, like not opening letters and things like that. Get a clear picture of what your finances are, and then you can make a plan. And by making a plan, it will help you not stress about it so much, because you'll feel like as you're implementing the plan, you're moving forwards. Anyway, that's that. That's my 52-week challenge stuffed. Obviously, there's not many envelopes left to go, and I'm really excited. And a few of you have said actually in some comments that you can't wait to see. Oh, there must be some pound coins in here. You can't wait to see how much it is. You know, it's not going to break the bank, but it's going to make such difference to my envelopes next year. I can't tell you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that answered a few of everybody's questions, and I will see you again next week for a cash stuff. If I can, I'll get something up midweek, but I'm working really hard at the moment, so I'm trying to upskill as much as I can at work. So any courses that are going, I'm doing them. I can get paid for any, I have to do online little short courses, and I can accrue hours that are paid for. So I'm trying to do as many of those before the end of the year as well, just to earn a bit more. Hopefully I'll be in this job for some time, but what I'm always thinking now is I need to be as employable as possible, so that if this doesn't work out or I choose to move on, that my CV looks good to the next employer, because you know, you never know. You never know. All right, I'm waffling again. I'm sorry about that. Take good care of yourselves. I will speak to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye.